Aloha everyone, and mahalo for joining us for this special series in partnership with Hawaiian Airlines. Meet the Makers, where we introduce you to our island's rising entrepreneurs and their unique products. I'm your host, Melly James, co-founder of Mana Up, a business program to help Hawaii companies grow and scale globally with the mission to expand the local economy and create jobs for locals. You can find unique products from these entrepreneurs who participated in our program at 4 Mana Up shops. We're here on Oahu, and just about 15 minutes got breakfast just behind me here. This special place is home to nearly 300 goats, and you're actually going to hear some behind me. The deeper goat sounds are the adults, and the little light ones are like the little baby ones that were born like a week ago. They're so cute. But of course, you're going to be meeting the ohana behind Sweetland Farm, where we are here today. I don't know about you, but it's taken me some time to get used to the distinct flavor of goat cheese. And then I realized it's all about where the goat milk is sourced from. In today's episode, we'll take you behind the scenes at Sweetland Farm to see how they turn local goat dairy into world-class cheeses, desserts, and more. Plus, we'll share some fun and easy recipes you can make at home using their goat dairy products. Today's episode will be a little teaser for what's to come at Mana Up's highly anticipated event of the year, our Mana Up Showcase, including 2 events in Honolulu, plus a global live stream featuring unique stories from 11 rising local entrepreneurs, young up-and-coming musicians, and limited-time deals and discounts, plus a chance to win over 40 giveaways, including a year of King's Hawaiian sweetbread and much, much more. For our viewers today, our friends at Hawaiian Airlines Bank of Hawaii World Elite MasterCard are rewarding cardholders with 5 times the Hawaiian miles for every dollar you spend, either at houseofmanaup.com or in store from today until October 8th. For this episode only, we're also offering the opportunity to enter for a chance to win the ultimate Sweetland experience, which includes a private tour of the farm, all ending with their signature charcuterie box featuring a variety of their locally handcrafted goat cheeses. In addition, another lucky winner will receive 15,000 Hawaiian miles, which can be good for an inter-island trip in Hawaii. Stay tuned until the end to see if you are the lucky winner, and be sure to scan the QR code on your screen to enter for your chance to win. All right, well, let's welcome to Sweetland Farm Bella McCauley and her dad, Eric Bello. Welcome. Thanks for having us here. This is so like idyllic. I'm like, want to I don't know, wake up here in the morning or something. Just have a wonderful day. All right, so we're gonna actually kind of jump into some questions. You know, I was just kind of saying it was like really appreciating the goat cheeses here, and it's finally like, I feel like there's such a play on like the goat, you know, greatest of all time. So I feel like I'm gonna have to start throwing some of that in at some point. So don't laugh at me. You're just gonna laugh with me, okay? All right. So can you guys share us a little bit more on how you started Sweetland Farm?
So I was in the middle of culinary school, and I worked at an intern at a goat dairy and fell in love with goats. That's where it all started. And graduated culinary school and started this farm and never looked back.
So what did you love about goats initially?
Their behavior, they're a lot like dogs, so really personable. Yeah. And they're easy to handle. They're not like big cows, so they're petite. Yeah.
Like those little ones we were just carrying.
Yes, the little babies.
All right, awesome. All right, so before we dive into making our first dish, you'll get to see the first step in making the cheese products that visitors don't even get to see at the farm, the early morning milking process. So let's cut to that clip.
What started as a college summer job for Emma Bella McCauley on Maui turned into a full year of working with goats and learning how to create amazing cheese. She had previously attended culinary school, but after falling in love with goats and their delicious milk, Emma brought a new passion to life, combining her culinary talents with goat farming and giving birth to Sweetland Farm. Over a decade later, you can still find Emma milking goats twice a day. Each of their goats can produce 3/4 of a gallon of milk or more on a single day. And if you're lucky enough to make it out to the Wailua farm on Oahu, you'll get to peek at the goat milking process followed by cheese making, the forge production, feeding, goat husbandry, and more.
That was so cool. It must be so much fun to wake up in the morning with that. I actually have silky chickens at my house, so it's like really fun in the morning to have all the little animals and stuff. But you know, I'm sure it's even more like even 20 times awesomer just to have like these hundreds of goats all around. It's such a great energy. So what time in the morning do you have to wake up in order to start the feeding?
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yep.
So before the sun rises.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Every day.
Okay, well, on that note, let's get started on some awesome things happening that we're doing for kind of Pauhana time.
Okay.
Can you just get started on what we're going to be making first? Can you share?
We're going to be making a feta caprese salad.
Ooh, all right. I like it.
That sounds good.
Okay, well, let's get started. So, Eric, we've gotten to know you and Emma as part of the 8th cohort in our business program. What was your experience like being part of Mana Up?
Well, in one word, it was an awesome experience. I kind of break it down into 3 groups of things that we did at Mana Up. One was industry, media, speakers, sharing with us what's important for an entrepreneur to know. And then the second group was basically business owners or people that operate larger businesses, and they came in and told us about their successes. They told us some of their failures and some of their decisions, all of which was huge for us to see. And then finally, we got to have a similar experience with some of the alumni from Mana Up. And they would come in and talk about how they basically applied what they learned at Mana Up in their businesses. And that was really motivating to us. So yeah, in a nutshell, it's been a fantastic program.
Well, thank you. We've loved having you guys, so thank you. And Emma even had a baby of her own during cohorts. That was pretty awesome. And thank you for bringing her in. All right, so next question is, what sets goat cheese apart from other cheeses like cow's milk and like even sheep's milk cheeses? Like what sets it apart?
Well, you could certainly make wonderful cheese from these other milks as well. And I'm a little biased since we are a goat farmer, but really it boils down to goat cheese having a bit more tang, a bit more flavor and character, I think, than some of these other cheeses from other types of milk. And there's also some nutritional advantages. The goat's milk has a smaller fat molecule. It has less lactic acid. So it's tolerated by folks that have those types of allergies and so forth. So that's a very common or a good thing for people to know. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Emma, I know you graduated from Leeward Community College's culinary program.
Correct.
And can you tell us a little bit more about how you combine your passion for food and love of goats?
So basically, I wanted to bring in my family tradition, my agriculture and culinary all together and produce fresh milk, produce fresh products, and bring that to the community.
And you really are. It's incredible.
Thank you.
And also beautiful shirts. I love that. I got to get one of those.
Thank you.
I was actually in the bathroom earlier and I saw the tiles that had all these beautiful prints and the names of all the goats. It was so entertaining. I didn't want to leave. So it looks like Emma is preparing a beautiful charcuterie board. And while she's doing that, Eric, can you explain the different cheeses that you offer?
I can. We do 4 basic goat cheeses here on the farm, and Emma selected these so they had some differences amongst them. So people just through eating the 4 cheeses would get a really nice experience of both texture and flavor. And the 4 cheeses are Chèvre, which is a French style cream cheese. So it's soft and spreadable, really tangy, great on crackers and crispy toast. We do a feta, which is a very briny, salty cheese, very common in Greek salads. We like to do a baked feta here at the farm for our folks on Fridays and Saturdays when we're open, where we put that feta with some herbs, with some olive oil, some artichokes. It's lovely stuff. And then we have 2 hard cheeses. We have Tome, which is similar to Parmesan cheese in the cow cheese world, And then we do Gouda, or if you happen to be Dutch, it would be pronounced Gouda. And that's great on hamburgers, sandwiches, cheese boards, and so forth. It's a very mild cheese. So those are the 4 that we make here on the farm.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to trying them in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, well, just for you, we curated this Sweet Treats from Sweetland Farm gift set featuring some of the fantastic products made with their local goat dairy. You can snag this set at houseofmanaup.com. Just scan the QR code on your screen. And if you have questions for our founders, Emma and Eric, be sure to leave a comment below and we will answer them live at the end of the show. All right, well, looks like we're just about done. Can't wait to try it.
Looks awesome.
Shall we? Do I just use my fingers?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like
So grab a feta, grab a basil, and a tomato.
Okay, so the feta is the base?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is the good stuff.
That looks good. Wow.
Do you grow the basil here too? Mm-hmm. Wow, this is legit. You guys obviously need to come here to the farm and try some. Oh my God, this cheese is so, it's like, it's got very distinct flavor, but it's also very delicate. Not like in your face feta, where you can
A little,
really
a
have,
little tang, a little salty.
yeah, but it really helps to bring out the tomato and the basil. It's
Yeah.
like this beautiful balance. Wow, this is incredible. All right. Now, if you're wondering how the Belo Ohana takes their fresh goat milk and turns that into their premium cheeses, we're about to check out that now, so let's cut to the next clip.
When Sweetland Farm got started, they began tinkering with the most interesting goat cheeses, including chèvre, which is a soft spreadable cheese, and feta, which is aged in brine. Since then, they have added different cheeses to their assortment of handmade farmstead cheeses, including their 2019 American Cheese Society award-winning Tome, which is a well-aged cheese, very similar to Parmesan and even Gouda. It is a very mild cheese, making for a great addition to cheese plates, melting, and for sandwiches. Emma developed the company's cheese making, and today they now have 2 team members overseeing all cheese making operations.
Wow, okay. That's so awesome to see how the milk, which literally comes from the goats in your backyard, are then made into such delicious local cheeses. All right, well, looks like, Emma, you're gonna now create this amazing charcuterie board. It almost feels like it's like this charcuterie board that's gonna get put into this other, just even more beautiful charcuterie board. But I'm super excited. And while she's doing that, Eric, I heard that your family has a long history of farming in Hawaii. Can you briefly tell us a little bit more about that?
I can. On my, let's see, how's the best way to do that? On our grandma's side, here locally, we had a cow dairy in Wahiawa starting up in 1910.
Wow.
And the cow dairy in Wahiawa serviced Schofield Barracks primarily as its account. And it was very much a, of the day in 1910, the milk was in big drums and on a wagon from Wahiawa Heights over to Schofield. It sequined into egg production in the 30s and 40s, and that's what it still does today. And that's Peterson Upland Farm. On my side of the family, my ancestors came from the Azores and started cow dairies in the Central Valley of the San Joaquin Valley in California. And some of those are going to this day as well. So yeah, there's a lot of history in agriculture.
That's incredible. So it's almost like you folks were born to do this, and obviously doing it very well. So you folks have a really beautiful 86-acre farm here in Waialua. I mean, it's just beautiful. I love how the green in the background just lights up with the sunset.
Yes.
It's amazing. Can you share a little bit more around, you know, as you're raising goats, can you tell us more about the mission around sustainable agriculture here in Hawaii?
Absolutely. I wanted to start with saying that goats are kind of a perfect animal if you're establishing a sustainable operation. We grow about 90% of what the goats eat right here on the farm in the form of grasses and alfalfa. And so we really are very self-serving in a way, and that we produce all of our own feed pretty much, which makes our operation where we can continue to operate without any outside support, which is what we do. So we do everything from tilling the land and producing the feed on our own property and feeding it to the goats to create this amazing milk.
Wow. And so that's the guinea grass that we were looking at in the
Guinea
field?
grass, when it's cut young, is very good, and we also produce alfalfa right here on our own property.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so I know we're making this gorgeous charcuterie board. I can't wait to jump in. But can you share with us a little bit more on the Mana Up products that we have in collaboration with the charcuterie board here?
We have Manoa chocolate. We have Maui chili oil that I'm going to put out.
Wow.
And then we have some local honey. I can't remember where it's from.
Waimeli.
Yeah,
Yeah, Waimeli from Pauilo on Hawaii Island.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is incredible. All right, I can't wait to dig in. Can I dig in?
Yeah.
Am I permission or is this rude?
A little bit.
What are you doing with the rosemary?
Rosemary is just garnish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this looks like ice cream.
That's the chef.
That's the chef.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm excited. All right. So let's. Is there like a way to do to eat a charcuterie board? Is there a way to
No.
not look?
Because you can make a charcuterie board however you want.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add what you want, what your favorites are.
I like to just stack it up.
Yeah.
Stack it up.
The honey
Okay.
goes well with the tome. The chev, good with the hot spicy jam or honey.
Wow.
I thought I had
That
this.
Maui chili oil is awesome. So that's one of their cohort 8 entrepreneurs. It's a company out of Maui making a Szechuan chili oil. So
nice.
that's gonna. What do you think that will go well on?
The chef. Yeah. Jack,
You got to ask the chef here from LCC. All right, well, everyone, just as a reminder, for our friends who can't make it to Oahu, we have a gift set that brings you part of the experience featuring a Sweetland lunch tote, 3 goat milk soaps, plus a jar of goat milk caramel. Just scan the QR code on your screen to shop it now. All right, this looks so good.
Really good.
All right, so next up, we're going to see how Sweetland Farm makes some of their most popular goat milk confectionaries, including their creamy gelato made with island flavors and traditional goat's milk caramel. All right, so let's cut to that clip.
Sweetland Farm handcrafts a variety of artisanal goat milk-based products even beyond cheese. The North Shore Company has expanded its product line and is also known for its traditional goat's milk caramel sauce, gelato in assorted local flavors, think guava and Kona coffee, plus panna cotta and much more. Emma was able to enhance most of these menu items with her background and training at Leeward's culinary program. And now these confectionaries are all made by Emma's mom, Mary. To try their goat dairy products, including gelato, caramel, and better yet, a gelato sundae with caramel, be sure to visit their farm store in Wailua.
All right, well, we're still eating this during that little break. But I love how you all started making goat cheeses, but now have found ways to really expand your product offerings here at the farm. But before we jump into the gelato, if it's okay, I want to just talk really briefly about the different cheeses that are on this board. And I know we have some examples of them here that we can get into. So what's this one here? That's the Gouda or the Gouda?
Yep.
Okay.
Gouda.
You want to talk about that?
How do you make that? Is that a different process?
So with that, we have to take away the whey, which is the byproduct of cheese making, and we add water. So we're basically washing the curds, and we're making them more firm. And so when they stick together, they become more of a sturdier cheese. It's not like the chef, for example, which is spreadable. We want it to be more sliceable, or cube, just like we have here in front of us.
Awesome. Okay, then what about the other 3?
The chev.
The chev is in the
spreadable.
Tupperware?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can flavor that sweet, savory, however you want, or leave it plain.
That's the one we put the chili oil on?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
so good, yeah.
The feta is what we had in the caprese salad, so that's brine, so saltier than all the others. And that you can slice, crumble, cube. And then we have the tome, which I named pohaku because it looks like a stone.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
a
that
natural
far
rind.
one there?
Yep.
Okay.
Natural
Good
rind, similar to like a
Wow.
Parmesan in taste. But not
Can
quite.
people buy the whole wheel here? Wow.
Chefs
okay.
do. Chefs
Chefs
do,
do.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it. Awesome. All right. So thank you for explaining the cheeses. We'll keep nibbling on these, obviously. So I'm super impressed at how you've been able to, of course, start with the cheeses, and now you guys have continued to evolve into other products. let's talk about the gelato.
Okay. So the gelato today we have guava, coffee, and vanilla. And we made some guava sauce.
Wow.
We have the caramel. I'll do it
Goat's
on the
milk caramel.
coffee. So
Wow.
this is what we make here on the farm. My mom makes that.
Oh, your mom makes the caramel?
Yep.
So how do you make caramel from goat's milk?
It's a really cool process.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the very traditional way of making just a milk caramel. She has 2 big copper kettles, which she fills with milk, and she adds cane sugar, and
Yeah.
she basically boils it until it condenses down and concentrates and caramelizes the milk. So it's very traditional. And compared to a lot of caramels, it's very complex when you eat it. And when you try it, you'll see. It just has this amazing, amazing flavor.
So what are these 3 flavors of gelato?
This was the guava, coffee, vanilla.
Okay. So the guava has the guava syrup that you folks made here on the farm.
Yep.
And then,
The caramel sauce
okay.
and chocolate sauce that we made.
And you make chocolate sauce too. You never have to leave. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. I feel like I can try one. Wow. So Eric and Emma, can you share with us how your business has grown since you started with Mana Up?
Okay, and it's really grown both in volume, the number of goats, the amount of milk we produce, and I think most importantly in the diversity of our products. So starting out with those handmade cheeses, evolving into caramel, of course, the handmade caramel, the gelato that you're experiencing now, and then a number of non-food items, the soaps and the lotions. So the diversity of our line as we've worked with you guys has changed, and of course we've been stepping it up a bit too. So that's how we're growing. Not to leave out the kind of the tourism part of it, we also do a lot of tours here on the farm, and that's also been growing as our name recognition gets greater. So that's an important element to our business.
So schools come, and what other kinds of tours?
We have really 2 tours in our program. One we call the private program, and that's designed really for schools and other larger groups. We have a lot of community groups that come out, churches, that type of thing. And then we have a public tour program, and that's only on Saturdays, 10 o'clock and 11:45, and that's a do-drop-in style of tour. It's basically the same content, but it's for people that want to come out just with a couple or even an individual or a small group.
Okay.
That's our 2 tour programs.
Wow. And then you do weddings here sometimes?
We do weddings sometimes. We do meals with chefs that come out from town. We do a lot of birthdays. Just people like to come out and hang out with the goats and have a good time.
And they get to feed them grass. So basically people pay you to feed your goats.
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
I love it. Okay.
A serial entrepreneur.
Totally. All right. Well, just as a reminder, you can snag our sweet treats from Sweetland Farm gift set featuring all the awesome products you see right here. Get the set at houseofmanaup.com or scan the QR code on your screen. All right. So I'm actually trying out. This is so good. So it's very subtle. I mean, similar to the cheese we tried earlier.
Yep.
How would you describe the kind of a goat milk gelato?
With flavor?
Or like the difference of a texture as a chef?
Smooth, creamy. We focus on mostly on flavor, fresh, really just with fresh local ingredients. No artificial, none of that.
Okay. Well, you can tell it's really, really. It just tastes very, almost like it's healthy. Although
scratch.
It probably isn't totally healthy, but it seems healthy. So for any of you folks maybe hearing a helicopter behind us, we're here on the North Shore of Oahu. So we have some of our military here doing some practice drills, which is kind of fun.
That's right.
But yeah, so that you may be hearing that a little bit. Okay, awesome. So now that we've tried all this stuff, is there anything else you want to share that might be some new and up and coming products or anything special you want to share with the group?
Well, I'm basically working on new recipes for the soap and lotion.
We did just recently purchase a smaller cheese vat
Yep.
so that Mary and Emma could work together on some new cheeses that are coming up. They're talking about doing a brie and maybe a croton this coming year, so that sounds exciting. Yeah, the smaller vat will allow them to do some experimenting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe yogurt, and then we'll be doing bottled milk.
Yeah, that's very soon. Yeah.
I like it.
Super
That's
excited.
very perfect timing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now we're now that we've been learning all about these great products, are you guys up to answer some questions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have some questions coming in. We have one from Emma Wong from Hilo. Can you tell each goat apart from the other? That's a good question.
Not all, but most, yes. By their coloring and by their lineage, so like their mom and dad. Yeah.
Do they have personalities though?
Oh, yes.
No.
Divas, shy goats, in your face, wants a head scratch. Oh yeah, you name it, they're there.
That's awesome. All right. Okay, we have another question from Ethan from Honolulu. Do you have any special goat cheese recipes?
What to do with our goat cheese? That's a good question.
Like go-to easy ones?
You should talk about baked feta. That's an awesome,
Yeah,
simple
baked feta. Just have a slab of our feta, put in the oven with some olive oil, herbs, sun-dried tomatoes, artichoke hearts, capers, and roast it a little bit or broil it. Oh, it's really good on crackers. Yeah,
It's a good, simple
good
recipe.
dinner, good snack. Yeah.
That sounds like a good one. That sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Ava from Los Angeles. How does Sweetland Farms practice sustainability?
Kind of goes back to a little bit about what we talked about. The fact that we're producing our own feed for our goats is really the biggest component of that there. So about 90% of what they eat, we produce right here on property. And the very nature of the goats being a ruminant, whether it be on pasture or whether we're feeding them the grass and the alfalfa, it's just by its very nature is they're not a very demanding animal, and yet they produce such a wonderful product.
Yeah, we just saw them all traipsing over to go get milk, and then they come back, have their dinner, they're chilling. Yeah, it sounds like
It's
a
a
great
good
life.
life. Yeah, it's a good life.
All right, we've got another question from Aiden. Is having a goat as a pet a good idea?
That's one for you.
You have to have at least two.
No.
If you have one, they could get destructive, cause lots of headache for you, unless you have an animal that could be its friend. But they could be high maintenance, but they're all around a great animal to have.
Yeah,
You
I
can
agree.
train them on a leash if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Really? Like you could walk your goat?
Yeah.
Do they like to cuddle?
Yeah.
Most do, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Some are shy.
All right, next question. We have Olivia from San Francisco. How do you come up with the names for the goats? There's so many good ones. I like Cha-Cha.
Cha-Cha. Yeah, so that's like a dancing lineage. So her sister is Jitterbug. Then I have like alcohol drinks. So I have soju and sake. I have like candy bars. I have flowers. You name it. We have lineages of those. And then we have customers that want to name this goat. We have employees that want to name
Yeah,
goats.
that's true.
Yeah, you name it. Yeah, it could be a goat name.
So, you guys really do have to come up with a lot of names. So you already have 300 plus you've had goats in the past.
Yep.
So
Right.
how many names do you think you've had to come up with in total? And do you ever repeat?
Oh gosh.
We don't repeat unless we've not bred them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're in the couple thousands now.
Yeah, it's a lot of goats. It's a lot of goats.
All right. Okay, we have a question from Jane B. What is the shelf life for goat cheese? That's a good question.
Which goat cheese? Probably the Chev.
Yeah, sure.
8 weeks.
What about
Ours is not vacuum sealed, and of course that could be even way longer. Our vacuum cheeses, we do 8 months.
Right.
I've had feta experiment for even a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so the vacuum sealing really.
And the harder cheeses last are very durable.
But you
Yeah.
keep them in the fridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, for the best. Okay,
Yep.
awesome. All right, next question. Sheila is asking, have you considered adding truffles to your product line?
No.
Okay. Quick answer is no.
But you should.
Yeah, maybe in the future. All right. Okay, Ramona asks, what are your hours of operation at the farm here on Oahu?
That's a good question.
Fridays 10 to 2, Saturdays 9 to 2. Those 2 days only right now because the other days we do private tours,
Right.
school tours mainly. So that takes up those days.
Okay, and if someone wants to do a tour, what is the normal size that you folks would do?
20.
20 is a
At
good
least
size.
20.
At least 20, okay.
I mean, we've done school tours where it's like 100 people.
Wow. I mean, it seems like you could handle a lot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, next question from Mia from Portland. Does Sweetland Farms have any seasonal events? Like pumpkin carving? Weren't you guys doing some kind of goat yoga or something, but you're not doing that anymore?
We're thinking about doing that.
But we haven't.
Nothing seasonal yet. We were focused on everything else, and then we want to get into doing seasonal things.
But that's a really good question because
But
we're
yeah, great
discussing that.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to do that. Haven't gotten ourselves organized enough to do
Maybe
it
like
yet.
a pumpkin carving or something.
Yeah.
It feels very autumn.
Or even
Yeah.
some sort of a harvest festival or
Yeah.
something where,
Yeah.
All right, I hope I get the invite. All right.
definitely.
All right, well, how amazing was that? I'm obviously going to be trying more cheeses after the show here, but thank you for joining us. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. We're announcing the winners of our 2 giveaways. All right, who are our great winners? We have Sarah C. from Kailua, Hawaii, who is winning the Sweetland Farms Ultimate Experience, and then the bonus prize, the $15,000 Hawaiian Miles. We have Julie from Mountain View, California. Yay!
Right on.
All right, well, congratulations to our winners. We'll reach out to you to redeem your prize. All right, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and I want to thank Eric and Emma for hosting us at your
Thank you.
fabulous farm. We've had a blast transforming you to, of course, into this place and this place on Oahu, and a huge mahalo to both Emma and Eric, of course, for letting us meet the goat ohana and the babies and sharing these amazing recipes with us. Remember, you can still take advantage of our exclusive offers featured on this episode. Just visit houseofmanaup.com or scan the QR code here. All right, well, this month is our final episode featuring Kauai Sweet Shop, so stay tuned. And later, join us for our biggest event of the year, our Mana Up Showcase, and tune into a 1-hour show which will live stream globally on November 19th. Meet Hawaii's rising entrepreneurs, get your early holiday shopping done, and enter to win some awesome giveaways. Be sure to visit manaupshowcase.com or scan the QR code on your screen to register and enter to win over 40 giveaways. Mahalo again for joining, everyone. Until next time, aloha.
Thank you.